Hello and welcome, I'm Tino, hope you are doing fine. And on last video we said that the heavy fighter was a better interceptor than the small fighter. But we are going to test small fighters, the meta small fighter, the meta heavy fighter, and two other designs that you may find interesting against this heavy bomber. It's a Japanese bomber, it uses two bomb bays and it has 4 machine guns, the standard engine, low agility because it's a heavy fighter, and it's going to be flying from Korea to the core of China. So we are going to defend China, and we are going to test the 4 fighters, small and heavy fighters here in China against this, and let's see the numbers. So we have our first candidate. This is the chassis 36, the Meta 36 fighter. We use ahead of time heavy machine guns. Those are, I think, 37 or 38. But this is the standard, usual standards design, self-sealing tanks, armor, standard engine, the best engine, single engine, and very cheap, 29 industrial capacity. So we are going to start this test right now. And we are using 400 of these models against 1000 heavy bombers. Let's unpause and see the results. And here we are, April 11. We have lost 20% of the small fighter. We have remaining 320. And we have destroyed from 1000, it went down to 832. And now we are going to test the Meta heavy fighter. It cost a little bit less. Remember that the small fighter cost 29 and this cost just 52, so it's not that expensive. It's more powerful than the heavy fighter, but we are going to use just 200 heavy fighters, so they are not going to be doing that good, but it will help obtaining some results. And here we are with the Meta heavy fighters, only 200. And let's see the results. I will be back in when they lost 20% of the force. And we have the results, and the numbers are much better for the heavy fighter, despite the small fighter was playing defensive here. As you can see, the number of enemy fighters shot down are much bigger. The heavy fighter lost 20%, and let's write down the numbers. Here you have the details. The industrial capacity cost of the 400 fighter was 58. And they shot down 168, yes, 168, and the heavy fighter cost was 52.5, cheaper, but despite that they shot down 213. So it's kind of an impressive difference in favor of the heavy fighter. And now let's test the new two models that I want to show you. And now I want to test this crazy prototype. I call it Killer Whale, and it's a standard heavy fighter with turrets, so it's kind of a crazy design, but let's see how it goes. It's a bit more expensive. It's 57.0, so it's almost double than the small fighters. And let's see what happens. So here we are, we have the 200 and they start fighting. Let's see the results in a while. And here we have the results of my crazy design. And as you can see, they devastated the enemy bombers. They are now 689 and they have lost 20% of the force, and the date is a little bit later. Let's write down the results. And as you can see now, the cost of the Killer Whale is a little bit lower than 400 small fighters, but the kill rate is actually double, 168 versus 311, so it's kind of an impressive result. And now, just for even more fun, please allow me to test the Killer Whale B model, and let's see what happens. We are going to wait until they lost 20% of the force, and I will be back. Now we have the results of the Killer Whale Model B, and they have destroyed, they remain 641, so it destroyed even extra 40 fighters, and the date is May, so let's see the numbers on the table. The killer whale B is the killer whale A, but instead of using light machine guns, it's using heavy machine guns, and it has an engine level 3, but you don't have the engine level 3 unless you rush it, so it's kind of just a theoretical example. You cannot produce this number unless you produce small chassis with just one machine gun and you upgrade this to this model in the, let's say, 39 or 40 using the upgrade technique. But let's see the numbers on the table, and yes, the model B deals more damage, 359, so it's almost destroyed the enemy bomber fleet, but it has the higher cost, 65.0, so these are the costs: the small fighter, the standard, the meta fighter small, the meta fighter heavy, my killer whale, kind of favorite design for interceptor that I use, and this one that is just a theoretical. If you use the technique to build chassis, empty chassis, just build large empty chassis, and then you upgrade them when you have the upgrade technologies in the tech tree, quite fast and cheap. For you up to decide. Hope you find this information useful. Thanks for watching, and I leave you the link to the playlist in the top right corner. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.